Welcome back to another TC live stream, all about how to become a real estate transaction coordinator, whether you're self employed, employed in an office, an assistant. Here is where we learn about some of the fundamentals of being a real estate transaction coordinator that go beyond and deeper than just file management. We go talk about business, entrepreneurship, real estate, mindset, all of that good stuff. And my name is Lillian Hernandez, aka Lily like the flower, because we're learning and growing together. And welcome to Transaction Care. So if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that follow button. I go live every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to answer your questions, to talk to you guys in the chat, and help you and be a part of your journey in the best way possible. So if you're here tuning in or watching the replay, thank you so much. Please drop a comment. It actually helps the video to be pushed out to the correct audience, as well as it helps me to know who I'm helping. And if you want to work with me more closely, you can schedule a one-on-one with me. Just visit transactioncare.com/coaching. All of my information is there as well. If you need a transaction coordinator in San Francisco, California, I am the one to reach out to as well. You can email me, tc@transactioncare.com. And please, if you would like to join my Patreon, which is my amazing TC community platform, as of right now, it's $7 a month to join. And that's open to the first 10 people that join. I have about 5 members so far, which is really cool. And it's amazing that I can document this process after only opening my doors after 1 month. So I think that's amazing with very little promo and traction. I think I'm doing a pretty good job. So you guys will see that start to unfold and grow over time. But if you want to join right now, it is only $7 a month. Once I hit that 10 member threshold, it will go up to $10 a month. And honestly, I think that's probably one of the more affordable deals in the TC world, in real estate, in terms of coaching, mentorship, overall guidance and resources, tools and tips, and just someone you can trust in the industry. And if this is something, the way I'm setting up my business is just to be, fully transparent, is I think about who I was 8 years ago, 7 years ago, sitting at my office, not this office, because I'm at home right now, but sitting at my 9 to 5 in my office, thinking about, I really want to quit my job. I want to work from home. And there's nothing more I want to do than to just work from home. I'm also setting up my live on TikTok. So let me do that right now. And at the time, there was maybe like 1 or 2 people active on social media. Social media also wasn't really a thing back then. Sorry, I'm going live on TikTok. Here we go. So what I'm getting at is I didn't really have many resources when I was starting, aside from being fortunate to have people in my office that were willing to help me, right? I think that was definitely my biggest asset in terms of me actually learning about real estate, learning how to do business was different though. I think before I quit my job, I definitely had a good grip on how real estate worked, but I didn't fully understand how business worked. And now looking back, I'm like, I kind of wish I had a me 7 years ago as I was navigating how to quit my job. There we go. I have my live open as well because the chat box, I can't see the chat box here on my live stream, but So I have the live stream happening here, and then the actual live here, and then TikTok over here. But what I was getting at is I wish I had someone like myself before I quit my job. So almost 7 years ago, in preparation to quitting my job, I wish I had someone online talking about the things I needed to know in order to be self-employed, in order to do marketing. Now, I mean, fast forward now in 2024, there's so much content about all of these things I had questions about. It's almost overwhelming. Like, even I get overwhelmed thinking about certain topics that I want to talk about, or certain directions I want to take my business, and right now I'm just like, I have to focus on one thing. And as of right now, it's marketing. So if you have any marketing tips, please send them my way for someone that is self-employed. And, I think also enlisting help in some way, shape, or form, and how would I navigate that in terms of hiring somebody. I'm still trying to figure that out, and what that's going to look like, or what I actually need help with. Because in my mind, it's always like, go big or go home. When it's like, no, just take one step. Just take one step, and the rest will fall into place or fall apart. And either direction is okay. If it falls into place or falls apart, I'm learning. So I'm learning and growing. That's what I'm realizing. It's like, it's either going to fall into place or fall apart. So let me actually... And maybe that's a little extreme as well, thinking like it's either going to fall into place or fall apart. But I do believe that in order for me to navigate this next stage of my business, I have to take more time to focus on the things I've been lacking on. And that's for sure been marketing. When it comes to creating content, I'm doing more live streams. I'm doing more just content of just like being the content. I don't want to focus on, I don't want to focus on over planning my content, unless it's like a YouTube video, like a long form video. I do plan those out. When it comes to what I'm going to talk about in the live streams, I have a general idea, but I really rely on people's questions and their comments for the live streams. I don't really plan these out, but I've been consistently going live for almost 2 months now, every Tuesday. And I've seen a huge difference in my business. I've seen a huge difference with my community. I've seen a big difference in my community. I've seen a big difference with the engagement. So I'm going to keep doing this, but figure out, okay, what do I want to do next with this? Now that I've gotten a grip on the consistent part, what do I want to do next in terms of helping other people, or how to teach them how to do this job, or answering their questions. Hey, Cassie. So tell me a little bit about your journey with real estate. Like, where are you in terms of experience? And have you taken any courses or sought out, anyone in real estate that can guide you or mentor you? Because that goes a long way. Or maybe getting a job in a real estate office. That's how I got my start. Many, many years ago, but even to this day, if I were to start over in real estate, I don't think I would do it any other way. The only different things I would do is I wouldn't stay at my 9 to 5 as long as I did. That's the only thing I would do differently, is I would teach myself to be more business minded, more secure in myself. But at the same time, I would either assist another realtor or work in an office where the broker and the managers are involved in your training. Also took a course with the Realtors Association. Okay. So rather than just jumping to being a TC, Cassie, have you considered being a like an assistant to a realtor or an assistant to a TC in the meantime? Where you can just kind of focus on the admin tasks. You're not really focused on the day-to-day real estate stuff, because sometimes they'll need help with like DocuSign. Sometimes they'll need help with uploading or organizing certain things or scheduling certain things. And as you're working with that person, you can kind of design and learn and ask the right questions. I tried to go back to be an admin, but a lot ask for a license if they already have an assistant. What's preventing you from getting a real estate license? If that's the only barrier of entry that you're experiencing, why haven't you gotten your license? I will say I worked in real estate for a little over a decade, but it wasn't until I got my real estate license when the opportunities started to unfold and present themselves. It was a sacrifice and it cost money, but it was worth it. Like getting my real estate license really improved my business. It improved my confidence in myself, that I proved to myself that I'm capable of studying as an adult. I'm capable of being disciplined. I am serious about this as a career at this point in my life. Did I know that it was going to lead to all of this? No, but I knew that if I was serious about where I was headed in my career, I had to take the elements that are a part of this journey serious as well, and prove to God and the universe and to myself that this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to take serious. So, like I said, once I got my real estate license and then I got certified, once I did all those things, it was possible. But you have to find the time and make the time. And Cassie, as of right now, you have no job. You're a single parent, and it's been tough to even go pay the bills. Cassie, right now, think about what you're skilled at right now and how you can either create a job for yourself. Do you like social media? If you can, is there something like, are you good at, like, what is some advice you can give to single parents that are unemployed right now? You know what I mean? And create content around that. There's too many opportunities in the world to not be working, if that makes sense. I think we get in our own ways and we get in our own heads thinking like a job has to look a certain way, or we have to have a business to be successful. It's like, no, you define what success means to you. Your definition of success is different from mine. And do you know your numbers in terms of at the bare minimum, I have to make, I'm just going to throw out a number, right? At the bare minimum, meaning bills are paid, I can save a little bit of money, groceries in the fridge. What else? We got, savings, expenses / bills. Maybe you have a little bit of debt, right? And then just a little bit of fun money. At the bare minimum, let's just say that number adds up to, and that's for you and your child, right? Let's say bare minimum, that's $2,500 a month. It might sound low, but just work with me here. So at the bare minimum, you just have to make $2,500 every month, but you have to figure out what that number is for you. And how you earn that money, obviously legally, ethically, right, is up to you. So you may get 500 from selling things out of your closet. You may get 100 randomly from a relative because maybe it was your birthday. You may get the other 2,000 from a part-time job you did for 6 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, it's a grind, it's a hustle in the beginning, especially if you're struggling, but the only thing that's getting in your way is you. And I realized that I was the only thing getting in my way was me. The opportunities were there. I just had to get creative. I had to not let the excuses overpower my actions. And every day just working on it while your kid is asleep. Or maybe, you both go to sleep at the same time, but you wake up 2 hours before them and you're doing like YouTube videos, or you do content here on TikTok. I've been going live on my other channel. I've been going live here, and I've seen massive growth within 1 month. Has it monetized? Not yet. I mean, I'm sorry, it has monetized, like when people send me gifts and stuff, but have I hit like hundreds and hundreds of dollars? No, but $10 after only going live for 1 month for barely an hour is something. And if you keep at it, think about things that you're good at, that you're already doing at home: folding clothes, cooking. Keep it so simple, in the meantime. But there's just so many opportunities that the internet can provide you, and getting organized. You just have to organize your life to your needs and your desires, your desired outcomes. Otherwise, you're always going to feel like you're behind. Otherwise, you're always going to feel overwhelmed. Simplify it to the most simplest process that you possibly can. Because you do have a child, it does make things a little bit more difficult, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible. Plenty of single mothers are making it happen. You know what I mean? So, Cassie, if you want some more tips or whatnot, I hope you're following, but feel free to reach out as well. Like, don't always focus on what you don't have. Think about what you do want, and be grateful for what you do have and who you do have. You know what I mean? Like, you have a phone, you have the internet to be in this live. Like, that's three things that we can already be grateful for. I start every single day before I touch my phone, after I thank God for another day, before I even go use the bathroom. I say 3 things I'm grateful for every day. And in the moments when I'm struggling the most, I go right back to gratitude. Like, what do I have now that I could be grateful for? And it just switches my attitude. And I even did a post yesterday about going for walks. Those are free. And I felt better physically. I was able to come back to work with a fresher perspective, more energy. Sometimes the things that we have to change aren't necessarily tied to a job or even a paycheck. It's more so just like fixing our own personal attitudes. And that's something I'm actively working on, is my own attitude. My attitude towards life, my attitudes towards loss, my attitude towards money, my attitude towards having money and not having money. Because I would say this last year has been me figuring out my relationship with money as well, because I haven't been making money like I used to, and trying to figure out and navigate and detaching my identity from the money, if that makes sense. So that's a process in itself, and it takes work that you have to do. I can't do that for you. You know what I mean? Like I said, we have to get out of our own ways and really do things on a daily basis that'll get us towards our goals. You can have the big goals, but it's the little steps in between that really catapult you towards getting closer. And I used to work for a company. I used to work for a real estate company that offered to pay for me to get my real estate license. So if you're really serious about real estate, because I always tell people, transaction coordination is not your ticket out. Because you can expect to not get paid for the first 6 months if that was the case, if you wanted to start a business right out the gate. Unless you've been building your roster, networking, all that stuff, you're not going to make money right out the gate. But if you start with maybe a part-time job at a real estate office, or a part-time job assisting another TC or someone in real estate, if that's the field you're serious about going into, then you can start building up to you being self-employed. But right now, if desperate times call for desperate measures, again, legally, ethically, morally speaking, think about who you are, the skills you have, your personality, and then go find a job that would benefit you and your schedule and your time frame. You know what I mean? And if you are in a position where you cannot leave the house, you have to be present for your kid, you don't have the funds for daycare or whatever the case may be, then find something to post on social media and talk about it every single day. That's what I would recommend. But if you have the capacity to slow down, to think, maybe you have a little bit of savings in the account that can buy you some time to really plan out your next few steps, you know, and you don't have to have like a 5-year plan. You don't have to have like a 10-year plan. Like, you just have to have the next step in front of you in place. And then the next one after that, after you've taken it. I mean, you can have the vision for sure. You can have the vision, you can have the goals, the dreams that you want to achieve, you know, that will drive you, but ask yourself deep down why you want this. Because sometimes people, it's not the transaction coordination they want. It's, I just need to make $3,000 extra a month. I just need to make $100 extra a month. So think about that. Think about that. Feel free to reach out if you want to go more in depth about this, but it's all about you. It's all about you, and whatever is overwhelming you, do your best to like detach from that and just focus on one thing at a time every day. YFM, hi, you're a TC coach, correct? Yes, I'm looking to grow my business. YFM, yeah, tell me more about your business, like experience, years, location. Feel free to comment who you TC for, what kind of clients you're looking for, because you never know. You may find them in the chat. And please, you guys, double tap the screen so we could get more people in here. Liking the live really helps, you know, tell people that we're out here. You know, all you got to do is just double tap the screen. Just double tap it. And all the hearts under my name right here. Wait, right here will go. You're in California, you work all over the state, experience for over 15 years, looking to get licensed again. Okay. So are you currently TCing for anyone? YFM? And what is your target date to get your license finished and ready? Because like I was telling Cassie earlier, I was like, you can start assisting other people right now. Okay, good. Considering the certification instead. If you're in California, I mean, depending on your budget and your time, I would get the certificate first and then the license, because the license is a lot more difficult than the actual certification. The certification is just a time commitment because they don't really go over everything, but they definitely, you know, they cover the fundamentals, the legal aspects, risk management, things like that. So on a surface level, I would get the certification first. because it's a much shorter commitment than the real estate license. I got my real estate license and then the certification because I wanted to get the hard thing done first. So depending on who you are, your budget, your time, your capacity to study for something new again, you can approach it either way. But if you just want to get certified and, bump up your resume a little bit more, and you do work in California, I would definitely get the certification first, since it's quicker. Because I don't think you need your license to get the certification. I think anyone can just get the certification. But if you want to get the more difficult thing done, I would if you want to do the harder thing first, get your license. If you can, I would do both at the same time. Truly. And just knock it all out. Knock it all out. Just get it all, like, sign up for everything at the same time. Weekdays, work on your real estate license. Weekends, work on the certification. Because you could probably get the certification done in like a week, I think. I don't remember what the hourly requirements are. I got certified almost 10 years ago. So I'm grandfathered in terms of being a CTC. So I honestly couldn't even tell you. Let me see. Let me look it up. So if you want to be a transaction coordinator in California, I do recommend right out the gate budgeting and planning for your real estate license and your certification. Not every office or brokerage is going to require you to have these things, but if you want to stand out, I would definitely consider getting both. Let's see. So the certification, I'm on the website right now. It costs, if you're not licensed through CAR, the CTC, which stands for Certified Transaction Coordinator Course Bundle, online anytime, right now costs $735. And it comes with 5 self-guided online courses that you take at your own pace. It's available 24/7. You're going to take Fundamentals of Transaction Coordination 2, Beyond the Contract, Risk Management, All About Disclosures, Real Estate Laws, Do's and Don'ts for Non-Licensees. And once you've purchased it, you have up to 1 year from the date. So if you purchase it today, a year from today, you have 1 year to complete it. So you have 1 year. So if you buy it today, you have from August 27th, 2024 to August 27th, 2025 to complete your certification for the California Association of Realtors. So 1 year. It's not when you start the courses, it's when you buy it. And it costs $735 right now to complete the CTC in California. But yeah, you could have the certification pretty quickly if you do this in a timely manner. Getting your real estate license, that's a little different, because you also want to make sure when you're getting your real estate license, for anyone watching or listening, that the classes you take, that the association that you will be licensed, the state you'll be licensed in, like their association accepts those classes. Like, you can't just go take your homies' real estate classes in their garage because they have the books. No, like, they have to be a designated school that the association accepts. Otherwise, you have to redo the whole process. Before I got my real estate license, I was taking classes on the weekend, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I tried to do it online, and I was like, I'm not disciplined enough to do this. And then finally, I just took all my classes at City College of San Francisco, And thankfully at the time they were free, because we get free education if you live in San Francisco at City College. So I took all 3 courses at my local community college, signed up for my test, studied. I downloaded apps, study materials, all that stuff in order to pass my real estate exam. And ultimately I did. I failed the first time because I didn't show up. The second time I self-sabotaged myself because I was like, I'm too nervous. I'm not ready to be licensed. It's going to come with too much responsibility. I just want to go see how the test is. And that was probably one of the biggest lessons and mistakes I could have made for my business, because truly, if you want to win, your immediate attitude shouldn't be to lose. But I had that mindset. And once I realized that I had only failed my real estate exam by like 3%, I was like, oh my God, now I have to do this all over again. This sucks. So one thing I've learned is if I'm going to commit, I'm going to commit all the way. And that's what I'm going to focus on all the way through. And once I did, I went and took my test, got there early, and I passed my exam and got my real estate license. So, okay, YFM, no problem. Yeah, message me, hit that follow button. But if you have more questions, reach out. I'm here to help. But I mean, I think this is a good live. I did about 30 minutes. I'm going to be releasing a vlog tomorrow talking about either time management or community. I haven't decided yet, but either way, in the next 2 weeks, you're going to get vlogs about those topics. Empress Royal Reign, welcome. Gratitude. And I'm definitely going to be dropping vlogs in the next upcoming weeks, consistently, unless it's a holiday or conflict with time. I want to get better at batch recording things, because it's so easy to get burnt out when you're creating content in real time. Meaning, I record something today and then post it right after or tomorrow. Because at that point, I'm like running out of content. I'm like, well, what am I going to do? And then I'm scrambling. Like, what am I going to post tomorrow? And then I just get overwhelmed and I don't want to do anything. So for the month of September, my goal is to batch record as much as possible. And that's going to take some time and sacrifice on my part to sit down, hit record, and make it happen. So stay tuned for that. If there are topics you want me to talk about as well, stay tuned. Please join my Patreon. Just go to transactioncare.com/coaching. You can either schedule a one-on-one with me, join my community platform, which is being hosted on Patreon, and we can take it from there. Also, please subscribe, please follow. I go live every Tuesday at 2 p.m. That is the schedule for now. I might add another day or evening. I'm going to try out maybe the evenings in September, see how that goes. And I'm just grateful to have you guys in my community. I'm grateful to be a resource, a trusted voice in this industry, because I know it's hard to find people to trust who aren't just selling you things all the time, or who aren't here scamming you, you know what I mean? Or making real estate look attractive, but not really giving you the real honest truth about what actually has to go down. So if that appeals to you or interests you, I'm here. New content on a weekly basis, whether it's a vlog, a live stream, clips, reels, shorts, or a podcast. Join my newsletter as well. I will be in your inbox, uplifting and encouraging you as well. So just visit transactioncare.com. That is my website. And the easiest way to get a hold of me, or simply just to learn about what I'm doing on this side of the fence. So thank you guys again for another wonderful live stream. If you don't have any more questions, I'm going to head out. We have one more comment. It says, I'm so grateful. Gratitude. I show gratitude that you would take the time to talk of these things. I didn't even think of looking up the transaction coordinator on YouTube and then found you. Oh, I'm so glad you found me, Empress. I mean, everything starts with gratitude. No matter what business you decide to embark in, or job or career, or even lifestyle, everything starts with gratitude. And that's what I've learned, is everything starts with gratitude. Everything ends with gratitude. Everything in between has to be connected to gratitude. And that truly is, as cliche as it sounds, but I do have an attitude of gratitude, and that has helped me simplify my days, help me to manage my emotions, help me to make better decisions for myself. And oftentimes we just want to feel a little freer than we actually are, when it comes to our jobs or our careers. The people we surround ourselves with, making sure that we are having fun and experiencing joy. And if it is transaction coordination that you are serious about, then you are in the right place. You have found the right person to follow, to guide you. And I just want to be a resource, or a vessel to help you in your business, and help you to be more confident in your decisions, to help you to be more resourceful, more efficient, and and just explain the mistakes that I've made along the way, so you don't have to make them. Or if you do make them, you're able to get out of your situations a little faster than I have. So I appreciate that. If there are topics you want to talk about, or you want me to talk about, please let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. If there is feedback about my content that is already out, go ahead and message me, leave a comment. But also tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, because it's all about community. You know what I mean? And I'm wanting to help those that are ready to help themselves. That's what it comes down to. I could give you every step-by-step I could give you a step-by-step checklist on how to do everything, on how to become a transaction coordinator. But at the end of the day, it's all up to you and how you take that information and apply it to your life. Otherwise, it's just going to fall to the wayside, and but you can move on. But it's the same practices are going to apply no matter what you do in life or with your career. It's all about you and how you take action, and how you apply the information that was given to you or shared with you. So take it, learn it, but don't get caught up in the learning. At some point, you have to apply and take action. And again, it's either going to fall apart or fall into place. Either way, you're going to learn and keep growing, but you'll never find out unless you actually do it. So with that said, we had another good live. I was going to, I'm trying to think of what else I was going to talk about, but I think I covered it all. New vlog dropping tomorrow about either time management or either time management or community. I don't know yet. I'm gradually working on like a transaction coordinator training. So stay tuned for that. What else? But if you're in my Patreon, you're going to get everything first. Everyone in my Patreon gets the trainings first. They get access to my calendar for one-on-one coaching. It's included in there. Otherwise, you have to pay for one-on-ones with me outside of Patreon. They get the podcast before it even is released. There's a chat feature in my Patreon as well. And it's patreon.com/transaction care. But again, everything is connected to my website. I'm going to put it in the chat here on YouTube as well. I wonder if I could pin that. There you go. I just shared the link. Can you see it? I'm having trouble with my chat on the back end, so which is why I'm unable to chat directly, but I think that worked because I'm also just watching the live in the background. So I hope you guys can join. If you're watching the replay, that is where I'm going to be investing a lot more of my energy. It's not to say that you're not going to get podcasts or vlogs. You're still going to get those things, but it's just going to look different from my Patreon. My Patreon is for those that are serious about transaction coordination, about changing their lives by way of real estate. And that way, here on YouTube or TikTok, I can still give you guys a variety of content versus in my Patreon, it's very TC focused. And being a coach, a mentor, a guide, a trusted resource and voice in this industry, I feel like those in my Patreon are the ones that are really taking it serious, and I want to make sure I'm providing the value that you all need in order to succeed. So like I said, the training materials that I'm working on, even if it's my first rough draft, I'm going to share it with those in my Patreon so you guys can just have it immediately. But before I release anything to the public, I want to go through my Patreon members first, my TC community members first, and get you guys' feedback so we can both, and almost in a way collaborate, because as you're building your business as a TC, you're using my resources as reference, as guiding, as a guiding force. So that's kind of just like the vision I have in my mind. It's nothing is set in stone. I'm really just, I have a plan, but at the same time, I still feel like I'm winging it every single day. But I think the best ways to stay in touch are 3 ways. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on TikTok, which we just hit 1,000 followers on TikTok. Woo woo! I think we're like 1,003 followers on TikTok. This is my second platform hitting 1,000 of anything. So I'm pumped. I can only go up from here. And Patreon. So YouTube, TikTok, and Patreon. Those are my 3 priorities right now when it comes to community, brand awareness, business, entrepreneurship, mindset, real estate, transaction care on everything. Transaction care, transaction care, transaction care. Google it, search it, follow. But that is the best way to learn about my services, use my services, join my community, sign up for my newsletter, follow me across all social media platforms. And that's it. Thank you guys again for another amazing live stream. I'm going to cut this one right here. I think we're ending it on a good note, unless you guys have any questions. Have a blessed, wonderful rest of your week. Stay tuned for the month of September. We're going to continue to go live every Tuesday. And I may throw in like an evening live stream. I think people need that. I think the people need that because right now it's almost 3:00. People are still working. Not everyone's able to just hop on a live stream in the middle of the day. So if I add like an evening one, let me know what times you guys want me to go live in the evenings and I will do that. I might keep it to Tuesdays. I don't know yet, but just turn your notifications on, follow, and the replays will always live on my YouTube channel. So if you missed this live today, the whole live stream is also on YouTube. So again, youtube.com/transaction care. Everything is under the name Transaction Care. So much love to everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your week. If you have any questions, reach out. And that's all I got. That's all I got. But if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. Otherwise, have a great week. I'm giving you the keys. There are no gatekeepers here. Care for yourself. Care for your wealth. Your time is worth it. Let's coordinate. Talk soon. Lily out. Have fun, guys. Talk to you later. Ending.